What is going on, y'all? This is Goofy Rexy here and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome to week 13 of the weekly headliner update. Now, if you are new to the weekly headliner, this is where we talk about what is upcoming in the week in Marvel Strike Force. We also recap some of the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, this week is a little bit of a lighter week. We're going to talk about, obviously, this week's blitzes in the lineups. What we got this week, right? We got a returning Flash event that is coming back around on Friday with an event to prepare for that. Got some pretty good compensation, and we also got an anniversary surprise gift from MSF as well. And they did address the Silver Surfer issue, which overall I think has good feedback, but there are definitely some concerns that we're going to talk about in this video. All that, guys, and more on this week's weekly headliner, and we're starting right now. All right, y'all, welcome back. And if it's your first time coming to the channel here and would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you'll know when my videos do go live. And of course, there's some other ways for you to connect with me outside of YouTube. You can also catch me live on streams weekly on Twitch. There's also a few links down below as well. One to my Discord, my Twitter page, and Facebook. So check those out as well, guys. But listen, the first blitz coming up this week is going to be a Squirrel Girl blitz. Now, Squirrel Girl, I know, is not a top echelon character in the game, but I do think that she's somewhat overrated. I think the reason why, underrated, I should say. I think one of the reasons why she's underrated is because she was released around the same time when Emma was. So obviously, Emma kind of took the show and, you know, took the spotlight here. But I do like a lot of what Squirrel Girl does, and I find her to be a very valuable character. I think the Young Avengers team, you know, that she goes on as an underrated team, they can be pretty annoying to face in war, especially if they have those right ISOs on them. Also wanted to say for earlier players, if you're looking for an option for Chapter 7, Heroes Chapter 7, when you get there, once you hit level 70, you get access to Heroes Chapter 7. And typically, it's kind of hard to find some city hero characters that are good. Squirrel Girl is a city hero character that you could use, you know, for that node to be able to complete it. And of course, then be able to unlock, you know, your Villains Chapter 7, which obviously you're kind of going to be pushing towards, right, to be able to get Hela in node 7-6. So Squirrel Girl is definitely an option, you know, so definitely look into her. Now on Thursday, the next blitz is going to be for Ghost Rider. So kind of similar situation again, Hero City character that can work really well with Miss Marvel, with Squirrel Girl as well. You know, if you're looking for, you know, another option for city heroes, Ghost Rider is also pretty good with it himself. Big damage dealing character, you know, also part of that Supernatural team. He's really kind of like the life force for that Supernatural team. I find him to be pretty good. If you got some good stars and red stars on him, he could be really dangerous, you know, if you're able to use him in war. A lot of people right now are also using Ghost Rider in that Supernatural team with Hela, a Hela natural team that is very good. So yeah, definitely look into these characters, guys. If you were an earlier player, these two character blitzes are going to be simultaneously running with the Dark Matter milestone event. So therefore, these are kind of where the numbers are going to be, right? You're looking at the 40s, you know, for your top 1 to 100, you know, your 27 for top 1, 21, you know, 11, 3.5, so on and so forth. If this milestone, the Stellar Celebration, the Dark Matter milestones weren't active, you know, during this time, then the numbers probably would be about 3 million or so less. But because it is active right now, you know, this is kind of where the numbers are. I will say, though, once Thursday hits, there are probably a lot of players who will be tapering off a little bit because the event is going to be coming to a close. We're looking at probably another 8 or so days before this event to be over with. You know, so as the event gets a little bit closer to the end, people start to taper off because they're already on a good pace to be able to finish all the milestones. So you may probably fare better as an earlier player with the Ghost Rider blitz, you know, so just keep that in mind. But these are kind of what numbers are looking for or looking like, you know, for the Ghost Rider blitz here. So do your best, plan it out, and make it happen, guys. All right, and as mentioned earlier, I said we got a Flash event that's rolling back around this week on Friday, which is going to be Chaos Theory. And obviously Chaos 3, if you don't know, if you're new to the game, this is a Flash event where you're going to be able to get your silver and also your promotion credits. You need Wakandan characters in order to be able to do it. There are only 5 of them in the game. You only need 4 to be able to get through the first 4 tiers. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and 4, you only need 4 Wakandan characters. Once you get to tier 5, you do need Shuri to be, or typically for the most part, the 5th Wakanda that you don't have is usually Shuri. You do need 5 Wakandans to do tier 5, 6, and then also 7. Now they are going to be doing a double drop event called Wakanda Nation on Thursday, which I believe is the 1st of this week. This is only going to be for your Wakandan characters that are in campaign. So that's going to be Black Panther and that's going to be Okoye. Both of them are in the Nexus campaign. So you can find Black Panther in Nexus 4.9. And you can also find Okoye in Nexus 6.3 as well. My recommendation for those double drop, this is a double drop event. Usually for those double drop events, don't farm until the offer store resets. All right, whenever the offer store resets, which is usually when the double drop event goes live, wait to farm your Wakandan characters. Wait until then. Farm them then, and then when your daily reset hits again, you'll have a second opportunity at those double drops. So that's how you maximize, being able to get or take effect, or take advantage, of those double drops, So look forward to that, guys. That's going to be happening on Thursday. The Wakandan, the Chaos Theory event is going to happen on Friday. All right, so as mentioned, the Dark Matter milestones are still live right now. As you can see, 8 hours or 8 days, I should say, away from this being completed when you're watching this video, because I usually record it the day before. It's going to be about 7 days and hours left, for you to complete this event. It's been going pretty well for me. I've actually only been doing about 4 rotations a day, and I've so far gotten about halfway done. I know milestones, I'm at 33, so I'm more than halfway done in terms of the milestones. But in terms of the points that you need to be able to get all the way up to 72,000 to complete the milestones, I'm about halfway done at 36,800. If you guys remember, earlier this week, I made a video kind of just going through the calculations and the math that you need to do, or, kind of just how you can work through a spreadsheet. This was a spreadsheet created by Neuromancer and also Shifter. So I did an explanation of that, of how to go about, kind of inputting numbers, figuring out how many campaign energy refreshes you need for your ISO and for your campaigns, how many blitz rotations, you need to get done, per day, and, how you can ultimately get to that 72,000 number right over here for your Dark Matter points. So I'm going to be linking that video up here somewhere over here. I'll be linking that video so that you can go through that again, just to kind of figure out, where you are so far, and, where else you need to go in order to be able to finish up these milestones. But along with the Dark Matter milestones, I will say that, I was pleasantly surprised, with the anniversary calendar that we got this week. So not this one, this was actually the one from last year. But the anniversary calendar that we got, this week, actually, we just got that. Well, I'm recording this video on the day when we actually got this. So we got 33 gold promotion credits. We got 333 training mats, 3,333 mega orb fragments. And then this one was the big one for me, man. 3.33 million, which was extremely helpful for your boy, because I'm usually very stringent, or, I try to save my gold a lot. So this kind of gave me a little bit of a, hey, you can spend some gold now. You can bring some characters up, that you were holding off to bring up, so this actually kind of allowed me to be able to do that. Now, the 33 gold promo credits, if you guys remember, this was originally supposed to be in the calendar that we're getting right now, like the 14-day calendar, but they decided to take those out and only put silver promotion credits in there. And now they they said that they were going to put the gold promotion credits in a secret anniversary gift. So this is a secret gift here. We weren't expecting this, so we got 33 gold promotion credits here. And they also put some promo credits in the milestones. So there's 20 of them in the milestones, and then they gave us 33 here. I thought this number was a little light. You need 100 to be able to get a character from 5 reds to 6. It would have been nice if they had given us an amount that was, maybe give us 133. If you want to keep the 3 number in there, give us 133, so that we could at least take one character from 5 to 6. That was kind of like my only gripe. And then the mega orbs, super RNG based. I got Karnak from the mega orbs. I wasn't too excited about, getting Karnak from the mega orbs. I already have him at 7 stars. So it was like, okay, well, I guess I get more Ultimus food. That's cool. So curious, what did you guys get from the mega orbs here? I would have liked if they did something similar to what they did last year. Give us 333 or maybe, yeah, 333 T4s would have been nice, right? You know, I would have preferred that, or even cores, you know, give us some cores there, I think would have been nice. But overall, don't want to complain about it. I did like the gold promo credits somewhat. I definitely like the training mats more, and definitely the gold I think was pretty good. But just in comparison to last year, would have liked some T4s, because those are pretty much a big bottleneck, you know, here in this game. Along with that compensate with the anniversary calendar, we also did get this compensation here this week too, from the raid issue. So if you remember, when the patch went live, you know, for 5.2, there were some issues with raids, kind of launch raid difficulties, you know, so players definitely lost out, you know, on getting some of these raid credits, these T4s, these T3s, you know. So we got this, I believe, on Friday, which I really enjoyed this raid credits, because I was able to farm, you know, Zemo a couple times. I was able to get, you know, with the elite orbs here, the elite orange orbs, I was able to get, you know, some extra, like, just pieces that I needed. I'm really short on some focus catalysts right now, you know, so kind of getting the elite orange gear raid orbs, and then, you know, the orange gear raid orbs in general, I was able to get a lot of those stat catalysts that I needed, and I definitely really appreciated that. So overall, I thought this was a pleasant surprise, really good compensation. I am not unhappy with this at all. I know that there were some players who said, you know, this is not enough, you know, because we lost out on so many more rewards. I think in general, for the majority of the community, I think we appreciated these rewards. This was actually very timely and much appreciated, you know, by them. Now, as mentioned here, of course, the Silver Surfer issue was a big one, right? This was a massive one for the community. I think a lot of players were upset. If you don't know what this is, you've probably been living under a rock, but this was a post here, you know, in addressing the issue where players were able to buy the Silver Surfer offer more than twice. You know, there was a player who got a Silver Surfer all the way up to 6 stars, you know, when you were only able to buy a $20 offer, you know, twice initially, and then a second offer of $50 for 60 shards. So it was absolutely outrageous, and players were extremely upset. So they finally addressed the issue here, and I'm not going to go through the entire post, but overall, I thought it was a good post. They talked about, you know, doing things like rolling back, you know, the accounts for, you know, the players that were able to do this. They're going to be rolling back the accounts. They also talked about exploits. Before, in the previous post, they didn't mention this as an exploit. They just talked about, you know, that players were able to purchase the Silver Surfer offer more than once. You know, so I actually like the fact that they talked about an exploit and mentioned the word exploit, you know, here in their post. And then also I like the fact that they also talked about that the cause of the glitch that they're actually going to be doing, you know, they actually did their diagnosis, and they're actually going to be diagnosing the cause of the glitch and planning a course of action on how to prevent this from happening again in the future. So that I definitely appreciated. A few of the things that I think kind of got me a little bit concerned is this number that they mentioned here, this like arbitrary number. They said that this will be corrected in all 5 accounts. You know, they mentioned up here that 5 accounts, you know, that upon investigation, we have identified 5 accounts that through the glitch were able to purchase the offer more than twice. I just find it hard to believe that there were only 5 accounts that were actually able to do this. It just seems like an arbitrary number. Would have preferred if they had just said, we identified the accounts are going to be rolled back, because this number just sounds very, very low, you know, considering the fact that the other thing that they ignored in this post is that this has been an issue not just for Silver Surfer, but this has been an issue really kind of dating all the way back to like 2019, like almost 2 years now, because there were some issues mentioned back then. Now, back then, I do believe that the issue was fixed. So obviously, I think that there's some more recent things that have made this, has brought this more to light. But I think that this is definitely not the first time, and it's definitely not the second time. It's been multiple times that this has happened. So the fact that they didn't really acknowledge that kind of was a little frustrating for me. They also said down here, you know, in this post, that if anybody does this again, I'm trying to find it, that they're going to be risking an indefinite ban. Like, I don't understand why use the term, is it, yeah, right here, that, you know, we will be closely monitoring the number of purchases carefully, you know, for the new Silver Surfer offers, and any account found to acquire it more than twice will be at risk of an indefinite ban. What? Like, why is it not a permanent ban? Why are you talking about the risk of an indefinite ban? You're acknowledging that this has happened. You're talking about it being an exploit. So if somebody does it, they're going to be in risk of an indefinite ban. Why should they not be banned, like permanently banned? You know, consider that you're talking about this being an exploit. So I just thought that that was a little bit of a frustration point for me. I think that they got to go back to the drawing board and say that this is going to be a big boy ban. You know, considering that this is probably, like I said, this has been dating back for a while. People have been using this exploit and this glitch for a good while. Say something about it. Be more direct about your approach towards this in regards to the discipline that you're going to be giving out, so that players will not feel, I guess the players who are doing it will not feel as if though this is something that they can just fully go on ahead. And sorry if you guys hear, I guess we just had a new baby, so if you hear my baby crying in the background, I'm not going to apologize for it. It's life, baby. But yeah, you know, I just would appreciate if they just said, listen, we're going to have, you know, a permanent ban as opposed to a risk, you know, of a ban here. I would have liked for them to be a little bit more, you know, direct about that. If I, you know, to say so myself. They are going to be pushing out $20 offers, you know, for the, you know, with a limit of 2 again for the 50 shards for Silver Surfer. So I guess we probably should be looking for that at least sometime soon. I like that they actually addressed this before they threw those offers out. They should have addressed it before they threw out the $50 offer as well, my opinion, but you know, they kind of already did that already. So we're still expecting to get those offers. As of right now, they're not active in the store. Strike Pass is supposed to be another way that Silver Surfer is supposed to be released. So I'm assuming that they're going to be throwing out those $20 offers first before we do get that new Strike Pass. So hopefully that's going to be sometime soon so that we can go ahead and start racking up those other Silver Surfer shards that we need. But that's pretty much just my thoughts about the Silver Surfer issue. I didn't really talk about it much this week, so that's just kind of like my thoughts on it. Don't like that players have been able to do it. I also don't like the fact that it's been known about for a while and it seems to have not been addressed before. So hopefully they're going to be a little bit more stringent on this, and they're going to do what they need to do to make sure that, you know, things like this don't happen again. Last and certainly not least, Doc Ock is going to be the next legendary. That's going to be on April 5th. You know, so that's going to be next week, Monday. So prepare your X-Force characters so that you can go ahead and unlock Dr. Octopus, or going to be ranking up Dr. Octopus here. But appreciate you guys watching the video. Thank you so much. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.